Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa. It is Monday, Memorial Day. We're playing FS19 on Oakfield Farm, Farming Agency Edition. And again, we're just sat around here. It's early summer, last day. And the only thing we've really got to do here is contracts. So, I put the case in for a oil change because it was getting on a bit. This could possibly use a service sometime, but for right now, I think I did. I might have forgotten to. I forgot to. Okay, we are going to do a fertilization contract, if I can get out. Yay. Okay, we will run down to the store, we'll top up the fertilizer tank. Field 40 is a little on the large side, so I also completed the baling contract. Rather convenient since the point they wanted the bales taken to was right next to the field up at the four-horse stable. And I then moved all of the rest of the bales down to the BGA, and I did end up selling the clover hay bale. So I think I've got enough of those. I know what I need to check is I haven't checked on the sheep food, so as soon as we get to the store I need to remember to do that, because sheeps need food. I think they've got it, and yeah, there is no danger of the sheep running out of food because grass, and that seems to be working okay now on both pastures. Checked the crops this morning. They're still growing. They're not ready for harvest. So right now, honestly, I don't know if it's worthwhile upgrading the booms on this. Could be a plan. Now this is our little tractor. I'm probably going to leave the narrows on it. We will be using it on the sugar beet topper when that time comes around, which may be soon. The sugar beets are in their final stage of growth along with the triticale. So I can unhitch this tractor from all its stuff and okay, let's check with the dude inside, and I want a pallet of fertilizer. It can be a standard. We can jump out and grab the pipe. Okay then. I'll grab that in, shall I? Blink. Grab that. Jump in the tractor and I'm getting a whole bunch of notices off Discord for some reason. Okay, and we wanted to check sheep because we have slept overnight. Oh no. Oh, that was a bit of a panic. Yeah, okay. So that still has all the grass. That doesn't have all the grass. But I can take some clover in there. That's not a problem. I think I have some. What else do we want? I mean, they've still got food. Health is down to 90%. Their health is still at 92. They have to start pushing that back up when we get to fall and they start getting to the point where babies are due. Okay, we need to jump out of there. H that. And turn the tractor around and select the rear tank. Fairly sure this should be the entire tank. Go. And yeah, I think I forgot to turn off the front tank pump thing. That's the thing, you have to remember to turn the pump off when it's finished pumping. In the real world, you probably break the pump eventually. In the farm sim world, you use diesel at a higher rate. Okay. This back over here. Come on. Good enough. Okay, and we can take this guy. Yeah, we definitely need to do some servicing on this before the fall. Another 10% and it will start being a little troublesome. I'm not sure what tractor's penalty is. It seems penalties seem to fall in about 40% maintenance requirement. For the sprayers probably need a service too. But for harvesters, when the harvester itself gets down to 40%, then the speed it can harvest drops, and if your header gets below 40%, then the amount of crop it's harvesting drops. Both of which are probably not a good thing. Obviously the header is kind of important, because if I'm doing crop spraying and all the rest of the stuff to improve my yields, and then I go in with a bad header, it's kind of defeating the purpose. This is going to be difficult. Turn it that way, which is fine. Oh, we do have the map help, so that's not too bad. However, I think right now we're going to do that, we're going to do that, we're going to do auto width. We are going to set A, and we are heading at 48 degrees. Who cares? I will lift that boom up. We can't clear the crop, so we'll do what we can. And 3, 2, 1. go drive. So I'm kind of following the angle grain as best I can. So about 45 degrees, that's good. Turn that off. Nope. Control S. Set the enable guidance steering. We are good. We are excellent. Let's go. Turn the sprayer on. And slight gap there, but no big deal. So I do like this whole thing on the mini map, that it shows me where I've been. It obviously, yeah, under normal circumstances, you're trying to figure out where have I driven by whether the ground is darker where I've sprayed. Well, obviously when the crop's this big, I got no clue. But we're doing okay with this setup. Like I said, I probably should have. Maybe we'll expand the booms on this. But for right now, we will get this done. We will get paid 20,000. I may do another baling contract. I was kind of worrying a bit after doing the last one, when you think how many bales we've actually got on our farm and at the BGA. I'm getting kind of concerned that we're overloading, not that my PC is particularly low horsepower, so it's not something I should worry about performance, but it's still, you know, that nagging feeling's still there. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I want to avoid doing any more baling contracts, because that'll make more bales and I might crash the game. But of course I'm forgetting, we did about 98 bales on Saturday. And of course I'm forgetting that 50 of those got sold. As part of the contract, and then we kept 50. So it's not like I'm adding 100 and then I'm going to do another baling contract. That'll be another 100 bales, because 50 of them will be sold and the other 100 will be or the other 50 will move to the BGA. But then tomorrow with our what are they? Our wrapped bales will complete fermenting, so we will have a bunch of clover silage, a bunch of grass silage coming on, and we can start feeding our sheep out clover silage, because they've been short of that for about 2-3 days. And we can also add start selling some of it as well, which will reduce the amount of silage bales that we have lying around the place. Also, it'll increase the amount of digestate we have available. Not that we need that right now. That reminds me, I need to start making notes on what the nitrogen rates are required for each of the crops as we plant them. We know sunflowers, very low requirement. Clover is a very low requirement. Grass is kind of high. I think I fertilised the 2 grass fields, and that was quite a hefty load of fertiliser needed to get them back to optimum conditions. But the clover, we're not fertilising for the rest of this year because we over nitrogenated the soil without thinking. I also need to figure out what else we're going to plant. I think we have some canola seed spare from a contract, so we may go canola this year. I don't want to be totally crazy and just say, okay, we'll do all of the same crops as we did last year. I'd like to learn the new crops, so we still have spelt. We don't have to go with the grasses, but I might plant a field of grass and mow it for a year just to figure out what's what. Plus we have the wrappers and the balers, so we can just cut those fields, wrap them, bale them, other way around, bale them, then wrap them, and then just wait for them to ferment and sell them. And then the following year we can plough it all in and do the next crop. Just so at least we know what's what. Obviously, coming to the end of FS19 life, I'm not sure how useful that information is going to be moving into 22. Now, hopefully, since precision farming is a Giants add-on, and I got the impression it wasn't complete. There are more things they want to do with it. Probably not for 19. But potentially, we may have some additional precision farming stuff coming in next year, which would be nice. Do the other side first. So we don't really have to spray that bit, but we will, and then we do that. Yes. And turn back on the line. Okay. But if they, I assume they're going to add precision farming to Farm Sim 22, knowing what all the nitrogen levels are on the basic crops is probably going to be at least useful going into the game next year. Plus, we'll probably keep running this farm like we did with Lawfolds for a couple of months, because again, I want a map that I can play for a few years. Yeah, the demands for this were seasons needs to be running, so that took a while for the modders to add that in. And I also want a good sized map that we can work for a prolonged period. So we did wait quite a long time before we did move to this map. And this is an old map. This has been around for a long time. However, I'm happy moving to it because back in Farm Sim 17, I never played on this map. And turn the spray on, and off we go again. So, yeah, it's one of the reasons why, even though Lawfolds 22's out, 19 is out, I have no plans to do a major series on Oakfields because we did a major series on Oakfields. I've now done a major series on Oakfield. But something like the Old Stream Farm, it's too small to do a major series. Plus, I've already done 4 series on the Old Stream, I think. Well, Old Stream 17, obviously I wasn't streaming at the time, so that wasn't a series I did. Either of them. But I did series streamed on 19, and yeah, I will probably play the Old Stream Farm. I may do a weekday stream on it for a brief period, but it's not. It's a small map. It's not something I'm really looking at to do a major series on. Okay, that's the back tank empty. Switch to the overhead, turn that on, turn the spray on. Okay, that really didn't work. My side panel's getting a little bit old. There we go. Turn the spray on. Get moving. The buttons are getting a little bit unreliable. So how are we doing? We've still got a good size. The tank left. Yeah, 39% through. Guess we will see how far we get on this. Come on. Speed up time a bit. We'll go to ×5. So like I said, this is a nice way to get money, although yeah, I kind of feel it's a little bit cheaty because you can make so much money in so short a time. And I really want to get back on to where we're making money from what we're doing on our farm, rather than getting paid to do stuff on others' farms.
Why do people stretch when they wake up?
Because their muscles are tired. They need to get the oxygen flowing.
I never knew that. No. I have to do a dishwasher and clean the bathroom out back and I play on my phone.
If you want.
Okay. Because most psychics do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna plant grass in my field.
Okay.
And an extra field I bought.
Okay.
All the Sims are ready. Because I want to play the Sims today and not kill them.
Okay.
Okay.
Turn it off. Head that way. And 6 and 3 and turn on the spray. So yeah, on manual you're still spraying all the field. And I don't think automatic works on I could try it, but might be an interesting. We haven't done that yet. Science the fertiliser. They're fertilising fields that are smaller. Spraying, baling. That pays out 6,000. There was one up the top here, pays out 11. So I could do something like that field, spray it on automatic and see what happens. Because I mean, I haven't seen anybody spray a field, contract field, on a stream or a YouTube channel, so I don't know. In fact, the only person I've seen try it was Virtual Farmer, and the problem was he was playing on Chellington Valley, and the fertilisation contracts are broken on there such that you take the contract and it pays you. And says you need to complete it. So yeah, you click on the complete button, you're done, you didn't use any fertilizer, so that's kind of not ideal. But my early experiments were, if you don't know what the field's like, you haven't done the soil sampling, which you can't on a contract field, there's no ideal fertilizer level to spray to. So the sprayer just runs at full and you end up using way too much fertilizer for the job you're doing. But that was also before they made the change where you can actually see the ground, or this whole blueness on the mini map to see where you've been. Can't remember what you see the nitrogen levels as you're driving over them on your maps, obviously on contract, not maps, fields. On contract fields, all you see is blue, the light darker blue and the really dark blue as you do the thing. So probably what we'll end up doing is I'll do that small field, we'll put the sprayer on automatic and see what happens. See how much fertilizer we end up using. Obviously we can check with this field's 925. The one we're doing right now is 33. So 3 9s 27. Plus a half. So it's about if we use 2 tanks, we should use 2/3 of a tank on the other field. In theory. So I'll check that. How are we doing on this one? We're over halfway, so that's good. And actually we've used a little bit more than 2 tanks. Obviously I can't find out how much fertilizer I've used on this field. So I can't select it because I don't own it. Back to there. You're nearly out of fertilizer. Not that way. Let's go this way. And we are almost empty. Come on. Two, 1, 0. Or I could just do, yeah, I could come back and at least start. There's a small area on the northwest side of the field that we're not done yet. Done. Fold that up.